Hello everyone. I'm here today to talk to you about student-based budgeting. And when I think about student-based budgeting, I think about the years when I served as principal. And during those years, one of the most frustrating things was how monies were allocated to my school. And although I was held accountable for 100% of the results, I got to control only a little piece of the revenue. Here in Prince George's County, we are trying to change that dynamic, and we want to balance accountability with flexibility. While we hold and fully expect principals to be accountable for the results of their schools, we want to provide principals with the flexibility to control the resources. That's what student-based budgeting is all about. Really is about equity and funding across all of our schools. But it's also about allowing principals to make decisions that are critical to their schools at the closest point to where teaching and learning occurs. Beginning this fall, all schools will receive training on student-based budgeting. And we're excited about the 8 pilot schools who will be operating based on a student-based budget this year. We will take information from what we learn with those 8 schools and help prepare everyone else for the following year, when all other schools will be implementing this program. And we will use the information we receive from those 8 schools to inform the process for implementing this across all schools the following school year. We look forward to more sessions about how we will train and develop our collective skills to do student-based budgeting across our system. Thank you for your time.
Hello, my name is Dwayne Arbogast, Chief of Academics and co-sponsor for the Student-Based Budgeting Initiative. Here in Prince George's County, this is an opportunity to really think about what we believe about how kids learn. How do we differentiate instruction? How do we schedule? How do we place teachers with content expert in front of students? So as we go into this process, I encourage principals to really break down the paradigms of the past and look at new and creative ways to solve issues. And we will absolutely support your opportunities to relook at schedules, relook at staffing, look at how you're providing supports to the students that need them. As a result of student-based budgeting, I think we'll see schools in a very different light. You'll be able to envision the way schools will look the way you always wanted to. So 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road, no 2 schools are going to look exactly alike because they're going to reflect the needs of the community and your needs as a building principal.
Hi, my name is Matt Stansky. I am the Chief Financial Officer for Prince George's County Public Schools and also the co-sponsor of our Student-Based Budgeting Initiative. I just wanted to briefly talk to you today about some of the key points on why we're revamping our budget process for fiscal year 13 and to allow principals more flexibility and to distribute resources more equitably. The first point I wanted to bring up is the resource equity. Right now we staff schools based on a staffing formula that allots staffing to schools based on the number of students in those buildings. We want to change that to allocate resources, dollars, instead of staffing to schools based on not just the number of students in their building, but the characteristics of those students in that building. We believe this will be a more equitable way to distribute resources. The second reason why we're transforming our budget process is to give more flexibility to principals and building leaders to allow them to build their schools how they see fit. The final point I want to bring up is support for the schools in this new structure. We will have a team together of budget staff, HR staff, and academic staff that will be available to principals to help them formulate their budgets and structure their schools in a way that meets the needs of all students in their buildings.
I'm Rudy Saunders, principal of Frederick Douglass High School. I'm also one of the schools that is going to be part of the student-based budgeting pilot for the current school year. I had the opportunity to serve on the initial planning committee and had a chance to see from the beginning what the thought process was for our school system in terms of how we would roll this out to all of our schools. One of the big advantages of being a part of this early is that we've had an opportunity to see and compare how our standard system of budgeting and staffing, where we received funds and staff that was allocated based on a standard system versus one that is much more personalized for my school. As we move forward as a school system where we begin to move towards all of our schools having this level of control, I'm excited about the possibilities that my colleagues will use their creativity to find ways to better serve their schools.